What's up, Kingdom family? Welcome back to the Keys to the Kingdom, where we drop all the keys to the kingdom. Dr. G is in the building. If you are new to the royal family, come on and hit that subscribe button because we're kings and queens, actively living out our purposes, full of positive vibes, changing lives, and loving on the Lord. Right? This is the place to be. You do not want to miss the messages that come through on my channel. Shout out to my faithful family. Always in the building, holding it down in the comments. I love y'all so very much, and I'm truly blessed and grateful to share this journey with you all. Listen, baby, comment, let us know where you're from if you are new to the royal family so we can welcome you, okay? Listen, baby, let's get into this message. Can we? I hate it here. Listen. Production, boo. Okay, listen, I need some more light, okay? Pray for me, y'all. Listen. Okay, I'm going to be reading two types of ways that we can demonstrate love, okay? And I would like you to consider which way you normally demonstrate love and which way you normally receive love. Now, if it is on the negative end, then I would like you to then further consider, okay, how can you intentionally make these changes, make this transformation so that you can come on over to the healthiest side of things. All right, let's get into it. It's called true love versus fake love. True love versus fake love. Now, I'm praying that this is going to help y'all get some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding, and help you have a fruitful, intimate relationship with other people. Okay, here we go. It says, true love is always open and honest, even when upset. Okay, so are you able to communicate your emotions even when you're frustrated, or you have that assertive communication where you can say, you know what, I can't speak about this right now. Let's talk about this at a later time, or can we need to pause right here because I feel myself getting more frustrated, and before I say something or do something that I will regret and don't want to do, let's pick this back up another time, okay? Be honest, be open. That's true love. All right, whether good or bad, you're able to communicate that. Now, fake love, it says plays games, hides their feelings, and tries to manipulate the emotions of others to gain the upper hand. And now, this usually, the negative stuff that you're going to hear on this list, it usually comes from a place of a child who was wounded, a child who comes from a traumatic background, a child who had to grow up in survival mode and had to learn how to do things in a manipulative or sneaky way, or they end up being very self-centered, selfish, because they had to learn how to navigate their environment. Okay, until some healing takes place, until God come through and do anew, it's real dysfunctional and it's real toxic. All right, but it is what it is. We have to acknowledge it, okay, in order to change it. I was horrible. Okay, my communication, listen, baby, all right, it used to be off the chain because I was always very blunt, very direct, and I used to say whatever came to my mind, and God had to teach me, no, Dr. G, that is not, you can communicate it, but the way you communicate it, it needs to be better. You need to polish that up. All right, so he did some work on me. Okay, praise God. And so, are you the type to play games, or have you had people playing games with you, with your emotions? Right, they say one thing but then they do something else. Things are not adding up. You trying to put the pieces together, and you like, God, when I really sit back and try to put the puzzle pieces together, the pieces ain't fitting. It ain't working. It's not coming together, okay? And they hide, you shut down, perhaps, right? Because of that fear of vulnerability or maybe some trust issues. And in order to connect to people, it's like you have to transform into this other person. So be a chameleon. You want to be whoever that person wants you to be. And it helps you keep the upper hand. It helps you control the situation, control the puzzle pieces, right? So consider that. Who are you in this situation, and who have you received, right? Was it true love or fake love? Next one. True love is self-sacrificing. Okay, how Christ came and sacrificed his life for us, our sins, so that we can live a better life, right? And be in relationship with the Father, but only through his Son. Okay, fake love only wants what it wants. So in relationships, are you typically able to Die to yourself, because that's really what this relationship is going to be about. That's really what marriage is going to be about. It's going to be about less of us and more of the Lord, and more of being a servant to that person, okay? And that person being a servant to you and dying to themselves, okay? And excuse me, it's going to be, it's like a I think about you, I'm concerned about you, you think about me, you're concerned about me, and then together, with us being concerned about the Lord, okay, we go up this triangle and it's God. Hallelujah. But then if we drift away from God, we're no longer being connected. So we're getting closer to each other and we're getting closer to God, right? Because we're both same mission, same intention, same core values, okay, for the most part. But then if you go down, you're getting further away from God, you're getting further away from each other, because at the end of the triangle, it's very wide. So you want to walk that narrow path with your person, okay? Up to the Lord, closer together, until we reach the heavens of heavenlies, okay? But yes, think about that. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to die to? Have you been doing that? And or are you somebody who just wants what you want and it's all about you? And if it ain't about you, you don't want to be no, you don't want to have no parts of it. Get it together. Next one. True love forgives. Fake love seeks vengeance. Are you a forgiving person? Or are you the type to count offenses? In love, my loves, people are going to hurt you. Love is a risk. You have to be willing to risk something. Okay, I mean, I don't want to say fortunate, but is it fortunate? I could say that, right? Fortunate for us, the kingdom children, God put some of us on, and he allowed us to have insight to his plans and futures for our plans and purposes for our lives. And so we have a little bit of we're a little bit ahead of the game. But so we can prepare ourselves for these people, right? But other people don't have that. And so um when you decide to, my thoughts just went all jumbled. I don't even know what I was trying to say just now, my loves. True love forgives. um when God was ministering to my spirit about this, it's saying, are you still going to hold that person accountable for things that the mistakes that they've made in the past, or are you going to throw that into the sea of forgetfulness and forgive them completely, and not still have them being charged for offenses that they committed, crimes that they committed a long time ago? You know what I'm saying? And so we have to be willing to forgive. We have to be willing to take a risk, because love, literally, it's just that you're going to be hurt in some type of way, right? Not intentionally, but love hurts sometimes. It hurts because it's so much like dying to who you really are at the core of you, okay? And you're making sacrifices, you're making adjustments, and you're being obedient to the Lord, and some things he tells us to do as an individual, but then also as a unit, it might not feel comfortable to you, okay? And so can you forgive somebody when you don't like them? Can you love somebody when you don't like them? Can you still have a care and concern for someone when y'all just, had a disagreement, okay? And so you need to consider that, my loves. Are you the type to hold offenses, to harbor negative emotions, to be more pessimistic in a relationship, not see the positive in the other person, not be able to speak life in the other person? Or are you the person who genuinely be like, you know what, let's discuss this, let's get over it, let's have a system in place that helps us check ourselves so nobody else got to check us like the Lord, okay? And so we can communicate and move forward and get back on a positive, like basically forgive quickly, okay, during this time. So think about that. Are you seeking vengeance, or are you forgiven? All right. Next one. True love gives from the heart. Fake love gives because it wants something in return. True love gives from the heart. So are you a generous giver? Okay, the Lord has been training us to be that way, okay? And not only giving with our resources, but giving with our time, giving with our fellowship, right? Like praying for our people and helping one another. Just, I know he's been having me do a lot of serving. Okay, I've been doing a lot of serving work, and whether that's physical or here with you guys. And what else? letting it be genuine, letting it be thoughtful, something that you really are intentional about when you're giving from the heart, okay? Or are you giving because you really have ill intent from a malicious place? Like, I'm going to do this because I know that this person can do this for me, and I know that this person can put me here, and I know that, if I connect to this person, then I'm going to be able to. No, that is out of order, okay? And so, are you giving because you want something in return? Or are you giving from the heart when you give? All right. Next one. True love appreciates you for who you are. Fake love tries to change you into their perfect ideal. So, are you appreciating people for who they are? Are you accepting people, the good, the bad, the ugly? Okay. Um, the character traits that you might not like right away, okay? Things that you need to be praying about to the Lord, okay? Like, I need you to tweak this just a little bit, God. But no, your perfect will ultimately, right, and way for our lives. But yes, are you appreciating people for how they show up in life, who they are, and again, speaking life to that, speaking to the God in them, speaking to the king or the queen in them, and allowing them to grow more in their life, to bear fruit more, right? Or are you trying to change them? Again, control, trying to change people to be who you want them to be, to act how you want them to act, to say what you want them to say, and if they don't, then you're ready to go. You don't want to have no parts of them, okay? Not healthy. Next one. True love is romantic intimacy and lovemaking. Fake love is just sex. So, lovemaking is more passionate, it's more romantic, okay? It's more thoughtful, it's literally that person learning your body, and they're being intentional about learning your body, exploring your body, discovering the things that make you go crazy in a good way, and then also no longer doing the things that you dislike. Okay, and you not being offended by that, but you're eager to learn, like, how can I please this person, okay, because I love them that deeply, right? And this is for my married family, my married people, okay? We should not be having sex outside of marriage or fornicating, okay? Celibacy is the way. Hold it down, okay, for that one that the Lord sends you. And fake love, you already know. We already know. We used to be busting it open, okay, or uh swinging it high and low, uh, for anything, okay. Not really. Hopefully, it wasn't anything moving and walking. Please, man. But just when we was in the world and living in sin, okay. And so it had no substance to it. It wasn't for one, it wasn't pleasing to the Lord, okay, because he just doesn't honor that. But it had no depth to it, it had no emotions. You could have sex with this person, it's a fling, it's a one night stand, you're getting caught up in a situationship, and then it's done. You never hear from that person, or they go a week without talking to you. Now you acting crazy because the D was good, or the the P was good, and you all in your feelings, okay, and you don't know why this soul ties attached to you, or why you angry, or why you depressed, why you having anxiety, why you not succeeding in life. And it's all because we've contaminated and polluted our bodies because we just want to be having sex with people. Pornography and masturbation, I'll also include that in here, okay? Don't do it, baby. It's fake love. You're harming yourself, you're harming your temple, and it's dishonoring yourself. So you want to have self-love during this journey. In order to really love someone else adequately, you have to learn how to love God. You have to learn and discover who you are, your identity, live in that truth, live in that purpose, and then you're able to give your full self to someone else, okay? Your whole heart, mind, body, soul, things like that. So consider what you've been doing lately and get it in order if it's out of order. All right. Next one. True love tries to resolve conflict. Fake love tries to prove it is right. So are you the type, again, to have assertive communication? There's a different type of communication. There's passive communicating, okay, where you're barely trying to express your feelings at all. You're allowing people to walk all over you, or you might think that the world is against you and everything is like, oh, woe is me. Passive communicators, they learn to be more shut down and not talk, not express their thoughts, their feelings, and then they get invalidated, their feelings get invalidated, or they don't feel valuable as a person, they don't feel heard as a person, and then they get upset with that, right? Passive aggressive communication, similar to passive, right? But then we added on that spin of aggressive. So it's like, I'm going to mumble things under my voice. I'm going to, you know, slam kitchen cabinets and refrigerators while screaming, just so you know that I'm upset, but I'm not really saying why I'm upset. Okay, so it's that indirect communication. You're holding on to each, you're collecting all of these offenses, and you're like, at the right time I'm gonna sabotage this person's whole life. Right? That's passive aggressive. You plotting and planning, and you scheming, you ready to, okay, come for that person and hit them below the belt, right? But then we get into aggressive communication, and aggressive is just all right, violent. I'm cursing you out. We squaring up. Okay, put your Timbs and your Vaseline on because I want to fight, right? And it's like, it just gets really out of control. And I don't mean to smile because I don't take that lightly at all. Domestic violence is a thing in relationships, and we're not playing that at the Keys to the Kingdom family, okay? So literally, it's not worth it. Don't communicate in any of these three categories. It's unhealthy, it's toxic, it's negative, and it's not godly. Okay, it's not godly. He literally says it's better for a man to live on the top of a house on a rooftop. I'm misquoting that, but basically on the side of the rooftop, than to live in a house with a quarrelsome wife. Okay, and at the end of the day, the men should also be respecting the woman, and they have to be leaders as well. You know, because a woman, they're, how could I say this? You see how God is secure with us? God is consistent with us. God reassures us. God is a stable and safe love. That's how we're able to serve him. That's how we're able to have faith. That's how we're able to never give up on him. That's how we're able to invest and do what he tells us to do, because it's like, God, I know your love is true for me. I've seen you move in my life in so many ways before that I know I can count on you. I know that I can depend on you. I know that you're always going to be here for me, right? And so that makes us fall more in love with God. And then he gives us all these other beautiful things, you know, like words of encouragement or some comfort, some strength when we need it, or beautiful, thoughtful surprises from people, right? The favor over our lives, and that makes us fall in love with God, right? So that's how solid your man has to be. Your man, your husband, your queen, my kings, right? I normally speak to my ladies, I'm sorry. But yes, that's how solid your person has to be, because you're going to be the leader of that person. Specifically, I was speaking to my kings in that moment. You're going to be the leader of that woman, right? That household, your children. If that woman is treated right, if that woman is poured into, if that woman is feeling loved and respected, then all she can do is reciprocate that, or give more, right? And unfortunately, the reason why men have strayed away from that is because they were that to some women, and the wrong woman took advantage of that. Okay, so it's a whole, listen baby, it's a whole thing out here in these relationships. All right, and so that's why it's important to wait on the Lord. It's important to talk to God. Okay, test the spirit, see who these people really are. Okay, and be intentional about how you invest and how you show up in these relationships. Okay, resolve the conflict. You do not have to be right. Communicate in an assertive way. That is the fourth way, the fourth style of communication. So I gave you out of three styles: passive, passive aggressive, and aggressive. But now the fourth style of communicating is assertive communication. And that person is open to love. That person is open to solutions, not problems. That person is open to openly communicating about their thoughts and their feelings, and maybe they have plans for the future, and they're able to articulate that in a healthy way. They're encouraging, you know, they state I statements like, I would like this, or I desire this, or it would make me happy if X, Y, and Z happens, right? Like, they know what they want. Okay, and the other communicators, right, it's all about me, 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 me. You didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. And so me, 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 me is like, it's like a lack. Okay, and so that's where the feud comes in. So we need to get to assertive communication where we can communicate in a calm way, a pleasant way, a kind way, and we can think about, like, hey, what is the outcome that I want from this dialogue? Is what I'm saying and doing going to get me that desired outcome? If not, then let me not do it. Let me switch the strategy, because what I'm doing and saying ain't working. Okay, let's move on. That one was a long one. Okay, because listen, baby, whoo, I done heard it all, seen it all. True love lets go of hurts. Fake love harbors resentment. So, are you the type to, again, let go of hurts? Are you the type to forgive? Are you the type to see the best in other people? Because that's really going to help you in your relationship. Even when that person is getting on your nerves. Oh, Lord. Even when you don't want to be around that person. Okay? Even when that person breaks your heart. Okay, are you able to be emotionally mature. A relationship is not for immature people. It just isn't. You're not going to survive well, okay? It's not for people who are operating under the spirit of Jezebel or narcissism or anything else that's unhealthy to to relationships, okay? To getting along with people. So you want to think about, am I harboring resentment? Am I developing a hatred spirit? What is that? Corinthians, it says love keeps no record of wrongdoings. And so are you keeping records of wrongdoing? Are y'all able to move past the things that y'all been through and say, you know what, I'm not going to allow this to control me, because I know that that mess is coming from the devil trying to cause division in my marriage. The devil is trying to cause me to be against my partner, trying to make me look at that person in a nasty way, trying to take the good taste out of my mouth that I have for that person. And the devil is not going to win, because my household is going to be protected. There will be household salvation in here. We will be fruitful, abundant, and subdue the earth and multiply, and all of these wonderful things. Okay, we have a hope in the future. Listen, baby, we gonna be the head and not the tail. Okay, we are set apart for a reason, because we ain't doing all of this other worldly stuff that everybody else doing. This household is royalty. That is my king, that is my queen, and I trust her. I believe in her, and I can see who God is in her and where God is taking her, or who God is in him and where God is taking him. So I'm gonna speak to the higher version of you. I don't like that lower version of you that's showing up right now, baby. But because God told me who you really was, I could look past that and speak to the higher version of you, okay? And so that's the type of maturity and mentality it's going to take when we enter into these marriages, because all of that other low surface stuff, it's not going to work. It's not going to be conducive to the fruit that God wants to bear in these unions, okay? So we need to be forgiving quickly. We need to not be keeping records of wrongdoing. We need to be praying like it's our first priority, like it's nobody's business, okay? We need to be seeking the Father inside and outside, upside and down, top of the morning, end of the night, throughout the day, okay? Constant dialogue with him, just so that we can always be in position and live a fasted lifestyle. Fast with your husband, fast with your wife, pray with your husband and wife, pray over your husband and wife. Do I see a bunny? I don't got time. I gotta get out of here. What else we should be doing? Did I say go to church? Y'all can go to church together. Do it. Listen, come up with something that keep y'all tight, okay? Tight with the Lord, and then also tight with each other. Like have frequent date nights, okay? I have so many plans in my life, in my mind, but but be intentional about it all. Keep things fun so it doesn't get boring. Oh no, that's a squirrel. How did I get a bunny from a squirrel? I need to go to sleep. But yes, although I just woke up, so maybe not. So yes, keep things interesting, keep things healthy, okay? Do things that's going to pour into your relationship and not take away from it, okay? And keep the devil out your business. Mic drop. Type that in the comments for me. Keep the devil out your business, okay? Make it a little slang, like yo, wow. Anyway, you could say wow, you are, it's okay. We're doctors here, so you could say your. All right, 2 more and we're done. Love, true love gives you the freedom. Fake love is controlling. True love gives you freedom. Fake love is controlling. So God gives us freedom, okay? Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial freedom. Although you don't experience it maybe all at once, although you're probably not experiencing it right now, that is God's promises for your life, okay? Read it. It's in the Bible, all up and down there, okay? You have a protected inheritance over your life that is going to be due to you, okay? And you're going to receive it at his appointed time. And so do you feel free in that relationship? How do you allow somebody to feel free in a relationship? Well, again, with trust, you can let that person, show up as themselves and, help them, like by pouring into, again, figuring out like where is God taking this person, and so how can I pour into those dreams, or how can I invest into that, right? And allowing people to have freedom of thought. Like, don't say your thoughts are wrong, or that's stupid, or why do you think that way, why do you feel that way, because now you're violating a boundary of my intellectual property, okay? And so you can't say that. You can say things like, oh, I never thought about it that way, you just put me onto something new, or I understand and I consider what you're saying, but I disagree, or I can't do X, Y, and Z for you, right? And so it really depends on the situation and the person. But you want to be able to give that person mental, emotional, spiritual, financial freedom. You want to see how you can contribute to that, right? And so when we come into these unions, we want to think like, how can I be a giver? How can I be a giver? Not what can I get out of this? What can I take from this person? No, how can I be a giver? How can I help this person reach a level in their life that God has called them to reach? Okay, and so that's going to help you contribute to other people's freedom and be fruitful in their lives, right? Controlling, you're hindering us. Don't control us, okay? Listen, baby, I know I can't be controlled anyway. That's probably why listen, people don't like me, because I'm taking off and I'm taking off and I'm not looking back, okay? Listen, me and God be out here, but it's like when you control people, it's like you confine them, and so you suffocate them, and so you're always like, I don't know, I've experienced this where I've had people always blowing up my phone. I'm talking about, if I don't answer the first time or the second time, that means I'm busy. That means I'm gonna have to get back to you at a later time. Or, you know, I guess that's when we should over communicate. I would advise us to over communicate in relationships, like, hey, I'm going to be busy from this time to this time, or, you know, schedule things, okay? And it sucks because some people are literally on a schedule with me, and it's horrible. I feel bad about that. I'm going to do better, but that's why I'm working a lot now, so that I could chill when it comes time to have a family, and just really invest in my family and build my family. Because listen, baby, you can't do it all. You can do it all, but I don't want to do it all. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do whatever God tell me to do. Yeah, right. But yes, so you don't want somebody that's just like always on you, always wanting to consume your time, because then it's taking your time and attention away from the things that the Lord actually wants you to be doing, okay? And so just think about that, my loves. Is this person controlling me and confining me and hindering me from reaching my destiny? Okay, because you're a devil helper. You were sent from Satan to block my productivity and to steal my seed, to steal the fruit of my life that I'm supposed to be bearing. So that's why I feel like I'm making no steps forward with you. Or are you somebody that is actually contributing to my freedom and helping me achieve more and unlock new levels of myself, right? That's what you want to think about, okay? And then last one, true love listens. Fake love only talks. True love listens and fake love only talks. So are you somebody, this goes back to our communication styles, where you think that you're right, that everything that you say is, that's the way that it has to go, you know, because you're the smartest person in the world and nobody else knows anything but you. And you're cutting people off in their sentences, and you're over talking them, or you're talking really loud, or you're talking too low where people don't hear you or understand what you're saying. And is it just all about you, right? That's not good. So we have to fix that. Or are you the type to listen? Are you the type to be a student of life? Are you the type to be a sponge for knowledge, right? Because I'm a sponge for knowledge, I always want to know more. I'm always very curious about things. I will ask a lot of questions, and that could be annoying or good, but it's because I just want to know more. I want to get to know things, okay? I wouldn't be a doctor if I didn't like knowledge, if I didn't like wisdom, if I didn't like education, if I didn't like self-improvement. And so I already know firsthand that God is pairing me with somebody who's also committed to self-improvement, who's also diving into like, man, I want to be a student of life. I want to constantly grow. I want to constantly evolve. I want to become all that God wants me to become. I want to achieve all that God has for me to achieve in this lifetime, right? And so you really have to think about, are you able to listen, not only listen to each other, but listen to the instructions from God, okay? And then communicate that to your person, like, hey, this is what's going on, or this is what God just told me about this situation or this person. Here's what he says that we need to do. And then y'all actually are doing it, okay? Execute in excellence. Type that in my comments for me. Execute in excellence, because that's what you want to do in this relationship, in this marriage rather, and for the kingdom of God, okay? Everything that the Lord is going to have your hands be put on to multiply it, okay, it is going to be due to you listening and being obedient and applying the strategy that he has given you, okay, for your relationship, for the health of it, for the endurance that is going to take for you to sustain up in that thing, and then also for again, your community, your family, your friends, and the kingdom building, businesses, ministries, schools, all of the above that he's going to have you doing, all right, with your person. And so I love y'all. Listen more, talk less. Type that in the comments. Let's listen more and talk less. Okay, I had to learn that because again, I could talk all day. That's what I do for a living. That's why I'm like, I need a new career. I need a new I need a new purpose, Lord. I could talk to y'all all day because that's what the queen do. I just talk, 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 talk. See me, I'm gonna talk, 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 talk. If you see me, I'm gonna talk, 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 talk. I'm gonna stop talking now, okay? I love y'all. That's it. What have you been? How have you been demonstrating love? How have you been showing up? Has it been true love? Has it been fake love? Do we need to get the love in order? Or is it good? Is it slow? Is it steady? Is it rock steady? I pray that it's rock steady, and I pray that it's beautiful and fruitful. And yeah, that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Warrior family. We love you here. We give you the keys to the kingdom, which are the keys to your freedom. It's the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, so be blessed. Do not forget to be a blessing. Go visit the queen at infinitelyhealed.com for any counseling and healing services that I offer. Dr. G will meet you over there. And until next time, bye, babies. Practice true love. Give true love.